I want to raise the next generation. But like right now, I feel like this is my time. I love just being quiet, meditating, like not seeing too many people.
Yeah. If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
You girls with your questions.
I know, we're the question girls. Hello, welcome.
How's everybody doing this evening?
You're so formal.
I am. I just put on my formal hat. So thank you very much, everybody. And we are what?
We are Together We Rise. We are the podcast Together We Rise. We rise up.
We sure do. And we have a lot of fun.
And who are we? Well, that is determined every single day.
That's true, because we keep on changing. But I am Coach Rochelle. And you are?
Coach Alicia Schwartz.
And
wow, we figured out who we are.
Yes, we did. And we are also considered mother-daughter dynamic duo.
And what a duo we are.
We are. And we have an affiliate that we are with, which is the MAPS Global Awareness
Group. Isn't it a group?
Global. I think so. With Elaine.
We love Elaine Sugar. God
She's
bless
just
Elaine Sugar.
Phenomenal.
Go ahead, Rish.
And so the reason that this came about very quickly is that in meditating, and where people are now, I just felt that what inspired me was listening to other people's stories as well as Alicia. And I figured, you know what? I know that helps a lot. And it really helps people see that if you can do it, so can I. And that's really something that's very inspirational. And really, that's how it basically was birthed, because I love hearing people's stories.
Yeah, and we wanted to show people possibility where maybe they didn't see possibility. And people's stories can help people through that. So we have amazing guests. We have one today who's such an amazing superstar in the meditation world. And we love her with all our heart.
Yes, she's just been, when I say friend, it's not something I always say. And this lady is such a dear friend to the both of us. And I know in my heart that her goodness and her generosity and her compassion, I just always felt that I always can go to her and she's there. And that says a lot to me. And as far I can't speak,
and we have
for
a lot
Alicia,
of fun. I mean, every time we talk to Tracy, we always have a gas of a time. That is for sure. Whether we're just talking about just life and in general, and sharing stories about what's going on in our lives, and just going back and forth. It's been such a gift. And of course, she'll tell you all about her.
All the things that she does.
Yes.
And so
you let's introduce.
Okay.
Miss Tracy, come on up.
Flaherty, we love you. Come on up.
And then we're going to have her introduce herself.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. So before we didn't expect that, but
no.
Hey, thank you, Nim.
Yes, thank you, Nim.
So before we ask you to introduce yourself, Trace, I wanted to read two cards that we always pull. You can't see them, but 2 cards that Mom and I pulled for this special evening for you. So here we go. Before you introduce your beautiful self,
these are dream cards.
They're dream cards. Dream cards. You can't see that. Okay. Who or what has made you believe that for some reason or another, you don't have what it takes to follow your dream? That's one card. It's a question, right? If you live like you've always lived, you'll get the same as you've always had, right? If you must decide to make a change towards your dreams, decide on what you need to change, and you will be rewarded with a new sense of achievement. So, how do you like that?
I like it.
But Trace, tell us a little bit about you. Some of the things you've already done, and where you are today, who you are, and just go for it, because we all want to know.
It's an open floor.
Open mic.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I am a mother of 2 adult humans, ages 35 and soon to be 33, my greatest accomplishments. I'm married, I'm happily married, and as far as my professional life goes, I've been a health coach for a number of years. I'm looking up at my, let me see, since 2008, I've been a health coach. And just looking up at my diploma. And I enjoyed health coaching for many, many years. And around 2018, 2019, my true passion became meditation. I had taken a class with Gabrielle Bernstein that included how to give a guided meditation. And it was part of this whole presentation that she made over a 5-day intensive workshop. And that was one of my favorite things. And I just kind of left that workshop and took the ball and ran with it. And that's become my passion. Leading meditation classes, one-on-one meditation, my Zen in 10 meditation that I do 5 days a week on Instagram. And yeah, so that's really what my main passion right now is. I really want to get out into, like, be a sought after meditation teacher as much as I can. So I am, but I want to really broaden that. So that's like my main focus right now, because I can feel the healing happening. I see, feel, know what's happening with the people that I'm meditating with. I know what it's done for me. And so that's really my main focus right now, is getting out there and being the best meditation teacher I can be and showing up for people in that way.
That's amazing.
And, they have today meditation for children in the school system, which is like amazing, incredible.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's what, I always had said, instead of detention, they should have meditation.
That's good.
It's true.
Yeah. That is very, very, very
a time out to go within.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of doing whatever, homework or whatever, sitting there and scribbling on the desk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doodling. We used to say doodling.
Doodling.
No, I used to daydream out the window because I was not a student. So I was out there.
Me too.
But yeah.
I'd roam the halls.
Oh my God. I just think it's so important to go within. And when you train people, do they start at never doing it to always having done it? What do you have?
I'm going to say like 99% of the people are beginners.
Yeah.
But now have been with me for a number of years, or are no longer beginners.
Oh, okay.
I tend to get the beginners, whether it was from, 7, 8, 9 years ago, from, the Midland Park Library, people that are still with me, to, the different platforms that I'm on today, where I really think most started out like, I don't think I know how to meditate. I can't meditate. I can't, I can't stop the thoughts, to being able to, and we're thinking beings. Trying to get yourself to stop thinking is like trying to tell your heart to stop beating. We're thinking beings. It's normal. We have to get in between that, between the thoughts, into those gaps.
Yeah.
And with these girls being with you all this time, since they were like beginners, do you feel that they are now into that inner part of themselves where they can access?
Yes, I think they've grown deeper in their spirituality, and just so many different things happening with them. Who's seeing colors, who's hearing things, who's getting deeper, who's getting, to be able to be in meditation longer.
You know what I always loved about meditation? There's no right way.
I say that all the time. There's no right or wrong.
There's no right
or wrong.
And that's like a freedom right there, because, you know this, most people want to, like, it has to be a certain way. If it's not, then I'm not meditating right. I'm not a good meditator. And then you start judging yourself, and then you're back in your head. Do you find that happens a lot with beginners, or?
It still happens with me at times. I always say I can be so deep in meditation, and next thing I know, I'm planning a party in my head. And I'm like, all right, back in, Trace. Forget the list.
Yeah.
And sometimes even I'll tell people, sometimes I'll get some of my best ideas while meditating.
Yeah.
When I get out of it and into my mind a little bit, sometimes something very interesting will pop up.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is so cool about meditation. That's the great news. We never know what's going to come up, which is even more fascinating.
Yeah. And I think because you do it Monday through Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's at 10, and it's just for like 15, 20 minutes tops.
The actual meditation is 10 minutes. So we have 10 minutes of kind of gathering in, saying our hellos, being silly. And then usually at 10:10, I start, and then I end at 10:20. But then we'll pull, but the actual meditation itself, where you're in meditation, is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'll pull some cards. Sometimes we do a little reading.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a question to ask you.
Several.
Okay.
What is your biggest lesson that you've learned about yourself?
I know I'm probably going to say a totally different thing than what I probably.
It doesn't matter
because nobody's.
I could have just learned something today.
Oh, good. Yeah.
The biggest lesson I've learned about myself, it's so hard because there's just so many.
Well, what pops up first? Like, what's the first?
Yeah.
What's the first biggest lesson
your first thought about that?
you learned about yourself?
Is probably not worrying about what other people think of me. Not getting caught up, because I used to do this thing, I think everybody's done it before, where whether you have a night out with friends or a lunch with friends, whatever, and then you go home or the next day and you're like, what did I say? I shouldn't have said that. They're not going to like that, blah 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 blah. And really, it's none of my business what anybody else thinks of me. And I think that's my greatest lesson that I'm still learning today.
Yeah.
And I think that takes time. It takes years, because I think a lot of people are that way. You know what I'm saying? So I believe it takes a while for you to really receive that it doesn't matter what other people think of me, as long as I love myself.
And it does take a long time, because that feeling comes from a place of insecurity.
Correct.
Yep. And lack and not enough and la la la.
Not enough. Yeah. All day long, not enough.
All day long.
It is. It's very true.
And the great thing about meditation, and I've learned too, just even getting on your calls with you, is that it's a nice time to take 10 minutes for yourself and just give yourself permission to have it. Yes. And know that that's your 10 minutes, and it does set up your day. It really does.
It's just like 1% of your day.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1% of your day. And that's why I tell people when they tell me I don't have time to meditate, I'm like, well, do you have time to feel like shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you can have 10 minutes to feel good, but you have all day to beat yourself up, feel like crap, think negative thoughts. So how about we take 10 minutes and feel really good?
Yep. Agree. All right. So here's another amazing question. If God could speak to you, which he does quite often, what's the message he wants you to know? What's the first thing that pops up when I ask you that?
That I am loved. That I am loved beyond measure. That I have nothing to worry about. That I can cast all of my cares on him. And that the reason that I'm here is to be loved, to be lovable, and to be joyous, happy, and free.
I think freedom is the most important thing. You have access to everything when you're free, and free of the bondage of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're so on target. Do you think it's taking you a long time to really get this?
Oh, yes.
It was.
Yeah, like 50 years.
Well, let me ask you, because you're the meditator of the house, if you will, do your kids do it? Do they join in with you? Does your husband, give us a little bit, like, do they engage in it all or no? They're not really.
Victoria, yes, Victoria comes to my live meditations that I have here in town. I became a meditator because of my son. My son started meditating first. He started doing transcendental meditation, and that was the springboard for me. So, and then he also went to meditation school in Manhattan and became a meditation teacher, trained meditation teacher. So he kind of lit the way for me. And no, Sean doesn't really meditate with me in the true sense of meditation.
He does his own meditation.
I think that men have it a little bit, I don't know why, but they're more in their head, men.
Oh, yeah.
So it's harder for them to drop down into their heart and just be quiet.
Yeah.
Totally. And Sean has his own way of, dealing in life and getting through life. And it's not meditation, but maybe something.
Everybody has their way,
and I think people, I've been told I don't, but a lot of people can meditate with their eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
So
interesting.
I'm
I've never,
not me, but there are people that can do that.
I don't
done that.
I like to be behind my
me
eyes.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. I feel it's a stronger connection.
But maybe we're all wrong.
Maybe
we should all just meditate like this. Can you imagine?
I'll try it tomorrow.
I'm gonna try it too, just to see what it feels like, because it would feel weird to me because we're so used to closing our eyes.
Yeah, I so look forward to closing my eyes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes, me too.
Me too.
And it's interesting because I was saying to Alicia, when I even said it to you, when I meditate, I know it sounds crazy for those, but it doesn't matter. It's what I see. There are times that I have just faces fluttering right past me.
Me too. Hold on.
And I don't know them.
And that happened to me today.
Did it happen to you?
It did.
It did?
Yeah, remember I told you?
So it's like so interesting that people do, or I see sometimes I'll see a heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly, but it's just that.
I hear other people say that too. I don't see hearts. I see colors and I see faces and I see angels.
So what's one thing that you would like people to know about Tracy that they don't already know?
I have a tattoo. Let's see. Just that really I'm here to serve. I feel like I'm here to teach. I'm here to serve. I don't know if that's something people don't already know. I like giving. I don't worry about receiving. I just really feel like I'm here to serve, and I have a gift that I want to bestow.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's incredible because that's a selfless act.
And I have to add to that by saying that I'm in a place in my life where that comes easily. I'm at a place in my life where I don't have to struggle. I was on this struggle bus for a long time, and I don't have to struggle.
But what shifted from the struggle to the peace?
I think just getting older, letting my children growing up, remarrying, just not as much stress in my life.
Yeah.
I think that's really it. And a lot of work. I've done a lot of work. I've been working on myself since I don't know what year.
Yeah. Do you think that's
you forget after so many years?
I mean, it's probably since like 1986.
So how did you overcome it?
A lot of therapy, a lot of talk therapy, a lot of introspection, a lot of, workshops, teachers workshops with Debbie Ford and Gabrielle Bernstein, just constantly working on feeling better and feeling good and wanting to just improve in life.
And do you do that as a daily practice?
It really was about healing, just healing that inner child, I grew up in a tumultuous family with a lot of just unknowns and stress. And so a lot of healing had to take place.
So because of that, and going to do different modalities to support you, I think where you are is because of all the things that you did. You just didn't sit back and say, well, that's it.
Right.
You went into action is basically.
Oh yeah. I mean, I went into action. I pushed. I found my gurus. I did the work. I did their work. And I wrote a book about it. I wrote a book. It's called I Come From Crazy. I wrote it in a pen name, Tia Angelo. And in that book, I talk about my whole life in a series of really struggle, and loss, and what the tools that I use to get to who I am today. And if I can do it, you can do it. Because I really had nothing.
I know that because I read your book and I know you, but I do also know there's a shyer part to you. There's a more, what's the word?
Is it private part?
Yeah, private? You're more private.
I am more private, for sure.
And so for you to come out with that book, what was the impetus that made you do that?
Because you were so private, right? So
it was God.
Yeah.
There was no stopping me. I was like, one minute I'd be like, what am I doing? Am I crazy? I want to air their dirty laundry. I would wake up my husband in the middle of the night and go, why are you not stopping me from doing this? This is nuts. I should, blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't stop. So it's so weird because even like my best friends were like, wow, I never knew any of this.
Yeah, interesting.
Isn't it interesting that, your best friends know you, but they don't know the inner parts because maybe we haven't shared it with them, and all of a sudden
I really wasn't an open book.
Yeah.
Today I'm an open book. Today I wrote the book. I've said it all. Even, I was at my therapist today and he said, give me some of your flyers for your new meditation class. I said, okay. He goes, the only thing is, then people are going to say, how do you know her? And I said, oh, just tell them I'm one of your patients. I don't care.
Yeah.
Absolutely. At
this point, it's cool to be in therapy or have a coach or whatever.
Right. It's true.
And everybody needs that in some point in their life. I think, depending on where we're at, we need that. We need that sounding board or someone to guide us or someone to support us that we can't see something. So with that,
be without it.
Yeah. So if you were going to give someone the best advice in life, what would it be?
Oh gosh. Oi.
Oi. Oi. Oi. Oi.
Best advice. I mean, that's such a, big question. The best advice, I think I just go back to just be who you are, be authentic, be vulnerable, show people who you are.
Isn't it so funny? I listen to all of us and I listen to the conversations and I listen to, be authentic, be yourself. And it's so funny because we were that when we were little. And so
that's all you were as
it. You were this natural being that was just the little Tracy,
innocent.
the little, innocent part of ourselves. We didn't judge it. We didn't make it wrong. We just were that. We were that. Yeah. And then we have to go through all this life with all these lessons
and come full circle,
swing it around and just be that kid again in a lot of ways,
That's exactly what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to be that kid again and just really enjoy my life and have pleasure, expect good things to come my way, and live in the moment and love in the moment and walk in love.
Yeah, and it is a journey because but don't you find that meditation especially gives you that peace of mind to go inside and give yourself the gift of being that walking love, because
it's such a gift.
Right? You can't just walk in love and be like, "Hi, I'm walking in love."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like you have to embody that in some way because you fake it till you make it, I guess, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you could.
You could.
But
and maybe, you know, I have been faking it till I make it, but I feel like I'm making it. I've made it, but of course, we're all just works in the progress.
absolutely.
Now I still have plenty to learn. I still have more to receive, and more. There's going to be more growth in my life, and I look forward to it.
Yeah. It's so interesting as you get older, right? It's like you kind of want to stop time in a way and just kind of go back to your roots, which is the love, which is the authentic, which is being just yourself, you know, and now celebrating it where you are in your age, right? I mean, it's amazing.
And like living your life awake.
Awake. Yeah. So speak into that a little bit more. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's interesting.
What does that actually mean?
So you're just awake, and like my husband has so many Sean, I call them Seanisms, but he also say like, oh, you know, he's asleep at the switch. So like, I don't want to be asleep at the switch. I want to be awake. I want to be awake. I don't want to be woke.
Right.
But you know, I just want to be awake and aware, and I don't want to be living under a rock. And you know, I don't know how else to express it.
Yeah.
Do you hear things that guide you? Do you know what I'm saying? The voices that say, no, do this instead of that.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and
for
so
sure.
that's in the listening.
It's more like a gut reaction, like listening to my gut. You know, I don't always hear. You know, that's another thing I work on is hearing. Like, is that my voice? Is it the voice of God?
Right.
So that I definitely have learned to trust my gut reaction. My gut.
I just know that when we stand still and we can be quiet, the world is our oyster, because will always guide us. And it's our head, our mind that sometimes, no, you should do this. No, and it's like crazy. It's, what do we call that? A chatterbox or a
crazy making?
Monkey mind.
Monkey mind. Yeah, thanks. So it's listening. It's really listening. And that I think it's a work in progress, because sometimes we want to do things that we want to do instead of listening.
And that's what I'm just really into, like taking that month of September off from, you know, Instagram and just getting quiet. I'm just loving it more and more. And I'm so happy that I'm in a place in my life right now. I'm in, and anything could change at any time. Like I could become a grandmother at any moment. And, you know, I want to raise the next generation. But like right now, I feel like this is my time. I love just being quiet, meditating, like not seeing too many people.
Yeah. And it's funny because I think the quieter you get inside, the more you want to be less with so many people and just very small group of people.
Yes.
Because of the energy.
Yeah.
You know, because of where you're at. Yeah. So what book inspired you? So, you know, we're talking about teachers and mentors, and what book inspired you so much that it changed your life for the better?
And again, I know I said I was like so many, but I know like so many because I've read so many. But I loved the Four Agreements. Did I write that down?
You know, you actually wrote. You did write A Return to Love by Mary Williamson. You know, you have many. Like we all have many.
I do love A Course in Miracles. You know, the spirituals, that whole A Course in Miracles, and so Marianne Williamson gave it her spin in a Return to Love, and then Gabrielle Bernstein did it. I think with Spirit Junkie. And I love A Course in Miracles. So I could say that spiritual script definitely changed my life. Like I live by only love is real, and in my defenselessness, my safety lies.
It's a great one.
In my defenselessness, I don't have to be right. I don't have to argue.
Yeah.
I know it's so freeing, even in my marriage.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
So freeing, you know. It's like whatever. Yeah, you could be right because does it really?
Because being happy is so much better.
Right? Do you want to be happy or do you want to be right?
Right.
I'm happy.
Exactly.
And so now I'll just be like, I don't know. What do I know? Yeah, probably.
It's true. Well,
It's
what's
true.
the saying? The more I learn, the less I know.
Or the more I know, the less I know.
I don't know anything. What do I know?
Right. It's true.
Or I'll just say, I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it definitely diffuses it and makes it so much easier to be in relationship. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you could ask God one question, what would it be?
I don't remember what I said, so I'm going to have to go up.
You probably didn't because it's not on there.
Oh.
It's another question.
So say it again.
Okay. If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
You girls with your questions.
I know, we're the question girls.
Oh God, that's so hard. I think my question would be, when are you coming back, Jesus?
That's a good one.
Jesus, when are you coming back? When are those trumpets going to blare? I think, is it a question I would be asking God?
What was that?
One question.
One question, that's all.
If you can ask God a question, what would it be?
How can I be more like you?
That's a good question.
That's a good one.
I mean, it's a good answer, not a question. It's a good answer.
It's a good answer.
It really is.
And, I guess since we're on the lesson thing, what is the lesson that's taking you the longest to learn?
Probably that I don't have to be right.
That's a big one.
It's everybody wants to be right? It's like it's a thing.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
And I could, say all of my prayers and talk to my angels in the morning and do all of my journaling, and I could be just the most amazing human until I come in contact with another human. It's just it's a dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a dance. That is for
The
sure.
fun dance of life.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yes,
is
it
for
is. So what? Go ahead.
No, it is. It's a dance. I think life is a dance.
Yeah, and I think at this point, I just feel like I'm more into just letting things go, not letting things bother me. In my defense system, my safety lies. All of those things. That's just where I'm at right now, and it's a beautiful place.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Because I think what happens is when you do a lot of work on yourself, the dance becomes effortless. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you hit a bump, you have tools.
Yes, you have tools. Exactly.
You dance with the bump.
Right. And Sharon just joined us. Sharon Moore Silver.
She said,
right, girls.
Right, Zen and 10 girl. She said, right. So the question, another question. What's your definition of prayer?
My definition of prayer. Well, my definition.
Now these are some good ones. Huh?
It's speaking to God. Being in conversation with God every day. And, and I start my morning. I don't put my feet on the ground without praying.
Right.
Thank you for another day, whatever, something before I put my feet on the ground. And then I feel like prayer is a part of my day, and it's just conversing with God and getting closer and closer to God. And not always asking, but also receiving, and also, praying for others. I just, to me, I don't put my contacts in without saying a prayer.
Right. And is that your ritual in the morning? Is that how you start the day?
And before you go to bed, or?
You know what? I before I go to bed, I listen to a meditation. I listen to a sleep meditation every night, which I'm starting to think if I'm like addicted to it or not, because I really can't seem to. I put my little thing in my ear, and I put on. I like David Gandelman on the Inside Timer, and I just, I just never get to the end. If I get to the end, then I'm like, uh-oh. Now what? But
Yeah.
usually I never get to the end, and I sleep, I sleep well. But in the morning, my ritual is I wake up between 6:30 and 7. I walk Grace. I feed Grace. I have a giant glass of lemon water. I drink it like it's my job. I pour myself a yummy cup of coffee, and I go, "Come on, Grace, let's go upstairs and say our prayers." And
Aw.
go upstairs. I get back into bed, and I pray, I meditate, and I journal. I'm gonna come up and say hi, Grace. Just come on up. Just come on up.
Chloe was having
No,
her
leave
dance. I am. Don't
Yes.
worry. Trust me. I
This
am.
can't go like this.
You wanna come up? You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on.
She's been with her.
There she is.
What?
She's been there. I didn't know that. I thought she went
Yeah,
with
no,
Sean.
she's there. Yeah. Hi, Grace.
Hi, Grace.
Hi,
Gracie.
Gracie.
Alicia's like on
Hi, Gracie. Aw.
Grace, look over here. Say hi to the peoples. Oh, she's so
Aw, she's so sweet.
She is sweet.
yeah. She's come a long way. 4 years from now, and just saying how far she's come.
Well, I'm sure the meditation and prayer helps. I'm not
Yes.
kidding.
Meditates with me, twice a day, really, because she meditates with me in the morning, and then she meditates during Zen and 10.
Right.
Wow.
And they get it. That's the same thing with Chloe when I do my meditation. She's right there sleeping.
And when I pray with her in the morning, because she wants my attention, I always go in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Spirit. And I grab her face. She's always she's like this. She wants me to pet her all the time. So I'm like,
So another question, I love this question, so think about it. What advice would you give to your youngest self?
advice.
What was that?
What was that?
I said advice. My advice would be, don't worry. I must have worried a long time about what people think about me. Don't worry about what people think about you. Be yourself. Be who you are, and it's all going to be okay. Like if I only would have known that it's all going to be okay, when I was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
But I had to go on my journey. I had to go through all of those struggles, which makes me the person I am today.
Exactly.
Which makes me more compassionate and understanding. So I always say, I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it because it makes me who I am today.
Yeah, and those are the lessons that we need to learn to come back full circle.
And the gifts you bring now.
Right. And I remember saying, many years ago to my first therapist when I was in my 20s, I was like, why is this happening to me? Why? La, 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 la. And she said, because someday you're going to help other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what happened.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I think that's, for people that are listening, I think that's important because, whoever listens, they might be going through something and they might have that, why me? This is happening to me, kind of like, and not see that is actually going to help them in some way, shape, or form to the betterment of the world. You know what I mean? We can't see it because we're in our own way.
Right. Right.
Whether it's having an alcoholic parent, going through a divorce, whatever the case may be, whatever trauma we've gone through, if we do the work, do our own work, then we can be an asset to other people that are struggling in the same way. We could be there for others. We could be vulnerable for others. And that was why I wrote my book.
I was just going to ask you that too. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, because I said if I help one girl, one person, then it was a success, and it helped many people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. And then what an Italian family.
Matzo balls. No, matzo balls. That's
No,
Jewish.
that's
but
Jewish.
hey,
She's a little
Jewish and Italian. They're very similar. They love food.
Matzo balls, we have our meatballs.
That's right.
That's
I was going to
true.
say meatballs, but I guess because of the holidays now, it's like the Jewish holiday. So I'm like matzo balls. I must need some matzo balls. But yes, I love meatballs. Good meatballs, forget it.
I'll make you some good meatballs someday.
Oh, goody.
Oh, yum. I do love them, seriously, with the Parmesan. Yum. And a red glass of wine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some pasta.
Pasta. Yeah.
I don't know what made me think about this for you. You still have, maybe because I don't, but you still have friends when you were very young, and
Yeah.
they're still in your life now.
Yes. And, we've been through a lot together, and now we've kind of, again, same thing, come full circle. So I have the same friends since I'm 10. I have 5 friends or the same friends since I'm 10. That's the longest. So we've been friends for 50 years. And, wow, it's just amazing. Like my one friend, Mary Beth, that, that lives in Florida, that, her mom still lives in Staten Island in the original house. I remember the first day I went there in the 5th grade, and she opened the door, and Mrs. Orlando, there she was. And I still go there, and she opens the door.
It's so weird, right? But you're just older now.
Food and stuffing me, and, and then, my friend, and my friend Dot, who I adore. And then my friend Lisa, also Lisa Ellis, her mom is still alive as well. And she sometimes comes on Zen. She's in her 80s. Mrs. Orlando, I think, is 88. They're the last 2 moms left.
Oh, that makes me feel inspirational.
But they were also there. They were like the old school moms.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh my God. Well, I think that's, what you're doing in the world is making such a huge contribution. It's helping people really learn the fundamental basic how to, meditate. Because, I've heard that even when I first meditated, I'm like, oh my God, I can't stop thinking. I can't stop. And I remember back when I learned in San Diego, just doesn't matter.
Right.
Just keep going with it. Just keep going. Eventually you'll get into the place where you're in the gap and you're just like, there's nothing in the space.
And even if you've been a meditator for many, it doesn't matter. No. It really doesn't. Because when you started, you just drop back inside, and it's like, it's so nourishing.
And
it really is.
Yeah. And I think, like we were talking earlier about kids, just think, like you were saying, if they had this in schools, and instead of a timeout, they do a meditation out. You know what I mean? Take 2 minutes and meditate.
Well, you can now do that whenever your grandchildren come. You could be the teacher.
I'll tell you something. They're going to be very prayerful, meditative.
Yes, and I think that's
I think that's a great gift.
I'm really buy them meditation pillows.
You can get them a little tank tops. Tank tops.
My little angel.
A little onesie. That's what you could do. You could get them a little onesie, Zen and 10 onesie.
Oh, there you go. I love it. There you go.
Could be a whole new market now.
Yeah. You can start selling them.
That's right. Oh, that is so cute.
That is cute.
So we thank you. We appreciate
we love you
all
so
your
much.
wisdom.
I love you too so much.
Oh my God.
All of your knowledge. But where can everyone find you, number one? And then when we end, I'm going to read The Code of Supreme Being from Debbie's book, The Courage Book.
Oh, yeah. I have it.
Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you have many of her books.
I have them all. I'm pretty sure I have them all.
I'm sure.
Yes, I see it going across the screen.
Oh, good. There you are.
Phone number. There's my email, Tracy.
Thank you, Nim.
Thank you, Nim.
My website, BeWellNourished.com, and Instagram, especially if you want to do Zen and 10, it's _Tracy.
Awesome. All right, Trace.
All right, my friends.
Ready? We're going to read this prayer for you.
Okay, beautiful.
So just receive it. Close your eyes, leave your eyes open, whatever works.
I'll close my eyes.
Okay. So I am a powerful warrior. I embrace that I am a warrior for love. I allow myself to be one with the divine. I allow my heart to be open to all that there is. I accept the magical powers that come with being a warrior of love. I am a much needed part of this divine imprint. Breathe that in. I love reinventing myself. I love being unrecognizable to all those around me. I give my heart and soul to God. I am a warrior for love, and I am enough. I am a warrior for love, and I matter. When I stand in being a warrior for love, all things come as they should. I accept my badge, my duty, and my gift of being a warrior for love. I will remember every day that I am a warrior for love. I can see myself as a warrior for love, and I am a warrior for love.
Amen.
That's so beautiful.
Isn't
Wow.
it
I'm going to
beautiful?
get my hands on that book and read that.
I'm going to
She'll
take a snapshot of it for you, and I'll text it to you.
I know I have the book, but okay.
I'll send you the page number so you
It's
can look
one
at it.
night.
Yeah. And then you could read that if you'd like.
Yeah, right.
But it is
it's
beautiful.
Yeah.
She did write some beautiful prayers.
Amazing, amazing.
So, my friend, what an honor to be here and to get to know you even more, and how you've grown and how you have emerged into such a beautiful person that's helping so many people.
Thank you, Rochelle. And you've been part of my journey. I mean, you were my coach.
Yeah, I know. I know.
She's a great
You know,
coach.
it's like a tapestry, and we're all interwoven.
Yeah.
All of us. And it's like, that makes my heart feel so good that there are not a lot of people at this stage of my life that I permit in. So for me to have you, and I'll speak for Alicia.
Like your nails.
It's like such an, it's special. It's special because, like I said earlier, I can pick up a phone if I want. I can text you. I can say, you know, like, let's chat. I want to connect with you. Whatever it is.
Or a funny text or something, right?
Or let's have a glass of wine.
Right.
And, you know, it's that.
Yeah.
It's really that.
It's
And
good stuff.
Yeah.
It
And I
is.
think that because of the internet, because of COVID, the good stuff that came is that we can see each other and we can connect, because everybody wants community. We're not supposed to be alone. We're not.
Right.
And so we are happy and excited to get to your meditation in the morning.
Yes, Zen in 10.
I'm happy to be back. I missed it. I really missed everybody. I'm glad to be back, and everybody's loving it and feeling it.
Yes. So, my friend,
until we see each other again at
love
Tracy
you.
After Dark.
I have to remind me. I need to do one. I
think you should.
You do, and you know, bring your favorite cocktail, Tracy After
Sure.
Dark.
It'll be fun.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, hold you to it. All
So,
right, well, we love you.
We love you, sweetheart.
too.
And thank you.
Mwah.